you very much for watching or listening today. And today I have a very special guest, very exciting professional fighter with an amazing story to tell. Today's guest, Joshua Steele, who has competed in multiple combat sport styles, including MMA, boxing, K1, and he's competed in King of the Streets, No Rules, street fighting for anyone that doesn't know. King of the Streets Underground Fight Club, absolutely amazing organization with no rules at all. And mark my words, guys, this is going to be the next big thing. The following they're getting, how they're growing, it's just incredible. The quality of the fights, everything. So we're going to be talking about that today. We're going to be talking about Joshua's story, his life, his career, his fights, what it's like to compete with no rules at all, and something you don't hear every day, and a lot of other good stuff. So thank you all for listening. And Joshua, obviously, like I said before, just a big thank you for making the time, obviously, to come on here as well. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks to you, bro.
Absolutely. So let's get into it then. We'll get into the good stuff, I think, is obviously King of the Streets itself. Now, some people watching this will know, some people won't know. And I just want to be clear for both. So for anyone that doesn't know, can you just tell us a little bit about what it is and just how it works for anyone if it's like the first time they've heard of it? That'd be
Yeah,
great.
it's like a fight club, with no rules and just fighting, pure violence.
Real violence, yeah, that's a good way to put it. And obviously, like I say, for people that haven't really experienced it so far, let's go into it just a little bit in terms of you go into the fight, so you come into the arena because this is the other thing, guys. For anyone that doesn't know, just because I'm just starting there, it's not in a ring or anything. This is on a concrete floor usually. It's in a different type of location. So share with us a little bit about what it's like. You get there to fight. So you turn up at a place. I guess they send you the location or something before. And what happens? Like when you get ready, tell us a little bit about where it takes place. Just anything like that from your fight with the streets. That'd be great.
Yeah, so they send us the location, and then we go like for 5 or 6 hours before the event starts to prepare, to train, to warm up, and it's a very different thing about like a professional fighting because we are all the fighters together. Like in my fight in King of the Streets, I was like 2 meters with my opponent, and I was like 5, 6, 7 hours like this, warming up together, and it was like a bit crazy. That's a
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, it's something else I think is really cool about the club, and I've heard this from other fighters I've interviewed, is they say that there's a good respect between the fighters and obviously from the organizers to the fighters, and there's a real sort of culture of people being very respectful to each other because you all just turn up, you just want to fight, there's no politics, there's no bullshit, you just want to fight. Do you agree with that? That there's good respect between everyone?
Yes, that's what I love most of King of the Streets because it's we're all the fighters. We're gonna fight, and much respect and love for every fighter who goes there.
Amazing. So tell us a little bit about your fight specifically, because we've talked about the organization a little bit there, and we'll touch on that now. But your fight now with the fight itself, that you had with King of the Streets, I don't have like a specific question about this round or this particular thing. I'd just love to hear your memories from the fight, what your favorite part of it was, what you enjoyed, and just what the experience was like for you to fight
Yeah.
there.
So for the fight, it was happening in November, and I had like before that fight, I have two fight close in King of the Street. But with my first opponent, like 2 weeks after accepting the fight, they told me he don't want to fight with me anymore, so, or something like that. And I say, okay, it happens. So they told me they're gonna find another guy to fight, and I say, okay, no problem. So I accept the other guy accepts, and 1 week after we close the fight, I receive a message. The guy doesn't want to fight to me anymore, and I was like two times in a row. So they trying to find me another guy, and they didn't find me. The I had to fight in 2 weeks, so it was short close announced. And I say, okay, no problem. I don't fight in this King of the Street. I fight in the next one. And it was like Monday and 4 days before the fight. And I was working. I received a call. Hey, bro, do you want to fight with this guy? Tal, you have opportunity because his opponent injured. And I say, okay, let's go with 4 or 5 days announcement.
Wow, amazing. That is amazing, and big respect on that as well. Stepping in there,
Yes, I was training hard and I was preparing. I was prepared for the other two fights, so I was prepared. And I say, okay, let's go.
yeah, and that's how it happened. Okay, it's very cool to get into that because obviously the fans, who see the fight, they don't see that bit, So it's good to see the story like behind it, if you get what I mean. And in terms of the fight itself, just touch on that a little bit. Obviously, bare knuckle, obviously no rules, and obviously you fought amazingly well. But what was the experience like, in the actual fight itself? Was there anything that surprised you? Was it, what do you remember about it, the actual fight itself?
It was crazy, with the I fought the main event, the last one,
Yeah,
and we had to wait alone, me and my fighter, alone in all the arena to the referee to clean up the blood, like 50, 20 minutes all alone, and with the people like screaming, oh, let's go, let's go. And I was like looking at him, he was looking at me, was 1 feet the distance. And I mean, come on, let's go. I want to fight now. Like 20 minutes alone with my opponent, and I say, come on, I want to fight now.
yeah, amazing, amazing. Well, it was an incredible performance, I'll tell you that much. And hopefully, we'll see you back there. You mentioned something interesting there, though. I just want to just touch on briefly is the atmosphere as well, because I've heard from other fighters who go there, the atmosphere in the arena, if you like, is sort of electric. It's sort of like intense, it's got this really sort of different feeling. Some people have told me that, from King of the Streets. What are your thoughts on that? Like the atmosphere of a King of the Street show compared to, like a regular show with MMA or whatever, if you get what I mean by that
Yeah,
question, like the crowd and everything.
yeah, but that's it's an unique atmosphere. I fought in MMA, K1, and that, and it's nothing comparable to fighting King of the Street with fighting a ring. It's because you have the people, your friends, your family who have come to visit you, and all the fighters with you, because there's no distance of levels.
Right.
And with all the screaming, like, fuck, it's adrenaline, and I love it.
Amazing, amazing. And obviously, when you won, this is the last thing to touch on with this because we're getting to some of your other things now with the MMA. But when you won, what sort of goes through your mind? What went through your mind in that moment, when you knew that you'd won? And because again, this is something the fans don't see. They see you win, but just like in your own mind, what was the feeling? What did you sort of feel when you won? If you get what I mean, what went through your
Yeah,
mind?
so in the fight, I was patient, and I wait for my opponent to come, and when I hit the punch and he goes down, I say, "Whoa, that's it, bro!" And I ground and pound him, but the referee didn't stop the fight. I was looking like with the back of my eyes, to stop the fight, the referee, and just finish. And I was punching, punching, and punching like 30 seconds, and didn't stop. And when he stopped, I was like, damn, I fucking did it, bro. With all that help, I go to see my brother and say, we did it, bro.
Yeah, amazing, and it's an amazing achievement. Obviously, big respect on it. Big respect to your opponent as well, because anyone who gets in there is on another level. Obviously, when it comes to fighting for them again, I think a lot of people, myself included, but a lot of people, fans, would love to see you fight for them again. Do you have plans, to go back for another show, or what do you think about that? Like,
Yes, of course, I will come back. I would love to. And I had the fight close near, but my opponent goes. Sorry for that. My opponent is going to jail, so he can't fight. He can't leave the country anymore. So for now, I have another plans. I have another fight soon, a big fight. I will tell you when time is come. But for now, I will wait. But sure, I'll be with soon in King of the Street.
amazing. Well, we'd love to see you back there, 100%. Now, just to give a quick mention to some other styles you've competed in as well, because even though King of the Streets itself is the main thing I want to talk about, I think it's good to just touch on some of your other achievements so far as well, just for anyone that doesn't know or whatever. You've competed in a bit of everything in MMA, in K1 boxing, we were talking about these different things. So, talk to us a little bit about some of your favorite achievements, because it's the same thing with this. I don't necessarily have the question about this particular fight or this particular thing. In your own view on it, when you look back on your career now so far, just outside of King of the Streets, what are you most proud of in your career? Is it something in K1? Is it something in MMA? Like your favorite moment, if you get what I mean with this?
Yes, I know, I know. Like my favorite moment is my first fight in I fight in Romania when I was 17 years old with a 24 years old guy, much experience like me, and heavier, 195 centimeters tall. I'm 181, so I'm not that tall. And he was like 5 or 6 kilos above me, and he has like 6, 7 fights. And I knock out him in 10 seconds in my first fight, and that was crazy, man.
Wow, 10 seconds. No, fair play.
Yeah.
That's something. That is 10 seconds.
I
Okay.
couldn't believe it. Like my first fight, 17 years old, and that guy was so much experience, and was like, bam, and I was like, done.
Just out cold. Amazing, amazing. So obviously, share with us a little bit about this as well in terms of the different styles you've competed in with. Obviously, the MMA, the K1, um, obviously King of the Streets. Do you have a favorite style that you've competed in? Do you prefer sort of the MMA? Do you prefer more the stand-up striking, or do you just like everything? Or what do you think about that aspect of it? Because you've done a few different styles, as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I started with a K1, pure K1, Romanian K1, and that's the thing I love most. But now, since couple months, I will start boxing, and I have a boxing match, and I feel pretty good in boxing as well. Yeah? But I love the legs, the high kicks and all the stuff.
Yeah, yeah. K1 is amazing like that. So it's a real skill discipline, a real. It's almost like an art form, even though it's brutal as well. And another thing here is obviously King of the Streets is sort of street fighting, obviously, even though it's organized as a sport. Do you have a background of sort of fighting on the streets, with no rules or anything like that much? Because I've got a feeling there's something there, if you get where I'm coming from with this. Now, obviously, I don't know how much you'd want to say about this, so as I respect that, but or how much you can say, but anything you would like to say, I think it would just give people a little bit of an insight into your background, into your mindset, if you get where I'm coming from. So, yeah, tell us a little bit about that, please. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
So I fight on the streets, and I was like 14 years old, with a hooligan style and this shit. And I fight in the streets a lot, a lot, and I like it. I work as a security guard as well, and the people are crazy, man. And you can't talk with the people. You have to, knock them out. So yes, I like it.
Yeah, you obviously enjoy that aspect, because your face was just lighting up then. So it's obviously something you enjoy, So that's amazing. And with this is the last couple of questions now, because we've talked about some good stuff. But with the sort of the hooligan side of things, or however you frame that, the different organizations, I really don't know how much you can say about that, in terms of being a member of it and sort of how it works. And obviously, I don't want to get into anything. That would reveal anything, because that's never my intention. But is there anything you could say about that side of your life without giving too much away, if you get where I'm coming from, about your involvement with that, how it works, membership, anything that somebody on the outside would find interesting, if you get what I mean?
Yeah, so now it's couple simple. We are a bunch of friends. We know each other forever, and we love to fight. I mean, I don't do drugs. I don't do alcohol. My drug is violence. So we start going to football. We don't like football. It's an excuse, and we defend our city. Anybody who wants to come and fight is bienvenidos.
Yeah. Amazing, yeah. It just gives an insight into that, because it's an amazing culture. I mean, I know people who are involved in that with different organizations. It's the same here in the UK as well. There's different groups and everything like that. They fight at the matches or outside or anywhere. Even if it's like the train station when people are coming in, whatever, man, whatever they can kick off in a big,
Yeah.
it's all happening. But it's a funny thing, because some of those guys are the most honest, sort of loyal people, even though they're crazy, violent people, they got no
Yes,
limits,
yes.
you know. So I get where you're coming from, you know, with that. I just wanted to give that little bit of a mention. So, obviously, you know, the future is bright for yourself. You've got coming back to the streets. Hopefully, you've got the boxing match coming up. You've got these different things. So we all look forward to following some more of your journey. You know, your fighting journey. I do want to give a quick mention as one of the last things to just to the fans and the supporters out there. You know, the people who watched your fight with King of the Streets and follow that, watched any of your other fights, the people that support you, maybe the people who it's the first time they've heard of you. If any of them are watching this or listening to this and whatever, what would you say to them? What would you say to some of your supporters out there in the world?
Yeah, so much love for all the people who support me and all the people who don't support me. And I try to respond all the message you send me and with much love. Thank you for all, guys.
Awesome, awesome. Well, champ, you know, the last thing for me to say is just a big thank you for your time once again. You know, we've got into some good stuff there. And like I said, you know, we're all looking forward to the future. So thank you for sharing everything you've shared. And,
Yeah,
you
thanks
know,
to you, brother, for this opportunity.
my pleasure. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the Simply Inspired YouTube channel, and there'll be more videos coming soon.